So hey guys, thank you for tuning in. My name is Jason Harris. I just wanted to do this as a quick Q&A to confront some things that I've noticed on social media in regards to young ladies that are being approached or kind of verbally accosted in public places. We see these posts and not just on Facebook, but in every social media where they just get posted over and over again. And so I threw out there if there could be a local law enforcement agent come in and answer some questions. And I got 2 for the price of 1, so it worked out really well in that area. But so guys, who are you? Where are you from? And how long have you been doing what you're doing?
Yeah, and thank you for having us, Jason. It's a pleasure for us to be here. My name is Aaron Rode. I'm a sergeant on day shift with the Lima Police Department. I'm our defensive tactics coordinator. I'm our use of force expert, and I also have an abundance of SWAT experience, patrol experience. And currently, I'm the community-oriented policing supervisor. I subcontract for GreyFox Defense. We specialize in women's self-defense and also in advanced firearm courses, myself and my partner, Aaron Montgomery.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for having us. I'm Aaron Montgomery. I've been at the Lima Police Department over 13 years. Entire police career is 14 years. Canine handler. Prior SWAT experience, numerous trainings, and I'm currently assigned to a non-uniform division within the Lima Police Department.
So obviously whenever something like this happens, there's always posts and people have a lot of things to say. We are in our society really drowning in information, but kind of starving for quality information. So that's really what this video is, to try to get individuals that know what they're talking about to answer some common questions in regards to these situations. We want to give ladies the tools to work with regarding these encounters. We understand that how we train and how we think about things is how we're going to, what we're going to do when that situation comes around and when our adrenaline starts pumping. And on a personal note, as a dad of 4 daughters, I want my daughters to have the peace of mind to know what to do if these situations will present themselves. So just some specific questions for you. How do you be cautious and aware of your surroundings, but yet not consumed by fear?
Sure. And the consumption of fear is something I believe has become more prevalent with the advent of social media, especially recently. I hate to say it, but we've almost become docile as a population to the point that being victimized in a minor way almost brings this sort of social media attention when I see these posts.
Yeah.
You get all these comments, all these likes, all these oh no's,
yeah,
and then some suggestions that are good and some that are bad.
Mm-hmm.
Being aware starts with being prepared and understanding that I'm going to have to think about some of these things prior to them happening in order for me to be efficient, for it to be organic as it's happening. Mm-hmm. We got to stay away from this infamy that's associated with being victimized. And again, I'm not saying anyone is wanting to be a victim,
yeah,
but there's a little bit of social media clout that you get when you make a post like that, and you should never have to do that in the first place.
Yeah.
It's sad. And in order to not make those type of posts and not be placed in those situations, we prepare ourselves, and we do that through situational awareness.
Yeah.
Just being confident in yourself and knowing your person and knowing your surroundings and understanding that what you do on your own time or free time as far as being confident, whether it be any type of exercise or training, that's going to benefit you on the long run as far as how you deal with situations that you're not ready for or that may be not positive situations that you may encounter.
Sure. So let's dig into it. So as a minor young lady, what steps can they take to be when they're encountered by a strange person that they don't know?
Sure. I think the first step is being confident in your capability and your right to tell someone no, mm-hmm, to tell someone to stay away from you. Yeah. You don't have to entertain their questions. You don't have to entertain their mannerisms or how they're acting towards you. You can tell them, stop, stay away from me. Yeah. And that's okay. That is socially acceptable. It's well within your rights, mm-hmm, and it's going to keep you safe. The longer you entertain someone that's making you uncomfortable, the more that their wheels are turning in their head about how they could possibly victimize you. And that's the last thing that we want. We want to be able to instill some confidence in you that you know you have the ability to say, no, stop, stay away from me.
Mm-hmm. Today's day and age, social media, cell phones are a big deal. Just have the consciousness to get off of your phone, put your phone down, pay attention to your surroundings. It could be as simple as not being accosted by somebody or something extremely negative happening, but by you being on your phone, you could trip and fall, hurt yourself, get hit by a car. So put that phone down, get from point A to point B in the parking lot while you're pumping gas, pay attention, and by doing that, you're going to give yourself the opportunity to be safe.
Yeah. So, and that kind of leads into my next question, just explaining the importance of situational awareness, knowing where you're at and what you're doing.
Yeah, situational awareness starts on your approach.
Yeah.
It doesn't start as you pull into a parking spot. It doesn't start as you're hanging up your phone or you stop singing that song in your car. It's starting as you're pulling into that area. Mm-hmm. It starts at a traffic light, downtown. It starts with just looking around, observing who's out there, what's out there, what possible dangers there could be, what obstacles there could be if you're presented with danger.
Yeah.
And that's something else we don't think about a lot. Am I going to have to jump over several concrete parking structures to run away from this person? How do I get back inside the store? Mm-hmm. How do I get back to my vehicle? How do I get to that point of safety if I'm out and about? Mm-hmm. That is what's really, really important in situational awareness, is not waiting until it's too late, and having that preparedness mindset as you're approaching an area or a store or your friend's house, wherever you're going.
Yeah, sure.
We break it down in some of our trainings, especially for self-defense or women's self-defense, conditions that we categorize in is white, yellow, red. Red being obviously you're in an encounter or something extremely negative. We want you to be in that yellow condition, especially when you're out and about, because being in that yellow doesn't necessarily think or put you in a position where you're going to think every person is bad or this person is up to something. No, it's going to allow you to start breaking down human behavior, paying attention to him, her, whoever, and realizing, okay, what that person's doing is normal. What that person is doing is not normal, or giving yourself opportunities to avoid situations and look at a whole when you're about to either enter a store or do anything like that.
Okay. And obviously, when we see these posts, everybody always mentions weapons, right? So let's talk about that. Just from a legal standpoint, what can you do with weapons? Where are some limitations of weapons, and how should you look at pepper spray, firearm, those types of things that women can equip themselves with?
Yeah, sure. And I'll touch on the less lethal tools that you just mentioned. I'll let Aaron touch on firearms. Less lethal tools are great. Kubatons, we sell those in the shop. Just having your keys, pepper spray, mace, they're awesome. Mm-hmm. If you've trained on them, if you've thought about their usage, 9/10 out of the females that I talk to that purchase these types of things, tasers, mace, and they come to me and ask me about them, mm-hmm. all they've done is purchased it and thrown it in their bag. Yeah. They put it in their center console. They've never once worked on manipulating that under stress. Manipulating that just in your vehicle and getting out of your center console and having to point it out your window. If you're not practicing those techniques, if you're not thinking about that type of behavior, when your adrenaline's flowing and when you're under stress, you're gonna have a really hard time manipulating it and having the dexterity to reach into your purse, to reach into the center console and grab that. Then these less lethal weapons are turning into a hindrance to you because you're so focused on grabbing that and getting it to work that then it's taken away from you. You're not calling 911, you're not yelling for help, you're way too laser focused on that, and then it's a problem. So I guess my big push for that would just to be trained with these things if you're going to buy them.
And we're obviously a firearms training company, and we're huge advocates for firearms, CCW, and those who lawfully carry firearms or possess firearms. But carrying a firearm is a big deal. A lot of people do CCW classes and then they forget the rest. They don't do the training. And again, we're all for that, and lawfully you can do that and carry that firearm. We just want you to understand that just because you feel that somebody may be threatening you, you have to be able to articulate that on a later date. Did you feel at that time you were, going to be either killed or receive serious injury from that person? And there can be some serious criminal or civil allegations that come out on a later date when you either pull that firearm out or use that firearm. So we just want you to be aware that, by carrying that firearm, you need to be sure that you're going to be able to protect yourself safely, you and your family, and be able to articulate that on a later date, whether it be a criminal or civil proceeding.
Thank you. Man, this is such good information. We really appreciate having you guys in here. Don't want to take you up too much of your time, but if folks are looking for trying to get in contact with you, how could they do that?
Yeah. So again, our company's GreyFox Defense. We're housed out of Delphos. Our website is fantastic. It's up and running. It's new. It has all our class offerings, and also you can pay for the classes right then. That's www.greyfoxdefense.com, Grey, Grey. And then we also have a pretty big Facebook presence. Again, it's just GreyFox Defense. We post updates on there all the time. We have a gun shop in-house. The owner posts the hours on there a lot. Follow us on Facebook or go to www.greyfoxdefense.com.
Well, thank you guys for coming in, and thank you for what you do. Obviously, knowledge is power. You know, and knowing what to do in a situation, which is what you guys train to do, that's really, really awesome. And I know my wife had said something about possibly getting a hold of you and taking some classes herself. So we want to thank you. We also want to thank Lima First Church for allowing us doing this setup and letting us use their audio-visual equipment. And their commitment is to the community, to the Lima community, and caring for these situations. And so, so much appreciation to them as well. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.